Today we are doing a girl talk juicy Q&A. Depends how painful it is. That is not my kind of thing. But yeah, I don't ever go for like massive guys. I've got a list. If they cheat on you and they tell you, I still think that's an absolute no. Even though it's scary, put yourself out there. I just had the weirdest sex dream. Might be a cooking show, might be SAS, like put me in the shower, fully naked at this point. Some of you are not gonna like this question. I put out a questions box on my Instagram and loads of you sent in some great questions. Some of them were a lot juicier than others, but I have picked my top 10 and I'm gonna go through them. We're gonna have a little bit of a chat, so grab a cup of tea, whatever you're doing, put me on the background and let's talk. But before we get into this video, make sure that you like and subscribe to my channel and let me know what you want to see next. Okay, so question number 1, we're gonna start nice and slow. We're gonna introduce it, you know, slow pace. We're not gonna go right in. So question number 1 is, do you plan on having kids? How many? And do you have any names? So having kids is something that I've never really thought about as something that I'm going to be doing soon. So if you don't know, I'm 27 and I think there is a lot of pressure on society to have children young and just settle down. And I can kind of see like the benefits of having a child younger, because obviously you're a younger person, you have more energy, you can look after them. However, there are so many benefits also to having them slightly older. And my point of view is that I've literally just finished university. I just want time to work on myself, work on my businesses, and when the time is right, the time will be right. That time is not right now, and it is not for a few years. To be honest, my mum didn't have me till she was 35, so I'm not really in a rush and I'm not really too bothered if it's in 5 years, if it's in 7 years, whatever. Like I said, when it happens, it will happen. But yes, I do eventually want children if I'm in the right situation, in the right relationship. I want to make sure that I have like my own house where I can give them the life that I had, and I want it to be perfect. Like, I don't want to be bringing them up in a flat in London when I could give them something much better in a few years' time. But of course, if you have had children younger, or if you do want them younger, it's absolutely fine. It's just personal preference, and it really does depend on like everyone's situation. And of course, accidents happen. Like sometimes we have to change a plan, which is also absolutely fine. But at the moment, that's where my kind of like head is at. So in terms of like how many, I don't know. I think probably like 2 or 3. Depends how painful it is, to be honest. Maybe I'll do 1 and be like, absolutely never again, but who knows? My dad actually has some adopted brothers and sisters, so I don't know, I've never thought about not doing that, but I personally would obviously like to try and have my own children, but we will see. So yeah, I think around 2 or 3. And in terms of names, so I do actually have like a list on my phone where if I hear something that I like, I'll like write it down. So I'll like say a few of them, but obviously I won't say all of them just in case I do use 1 or 2 of them when I do have a child. Not that this video will be any relevance whatsoever, because it will be so old by then, hopefully. So for a girl, I've actually got more names than a boy, but personally, I really want to have a boy first and then have a girl, just because I really want like the boy to look after the girl. And I never had a big brother, and although I have a really obviously great big sister, I think it'd be really cool to have like a boy first and then a girl, and yeah, just something a little bit different, you know. So in terms of girls' names, the ones that I have that are my favourite are Nori, so that's N-O-R-I. Then I've got Nor, N-O-R, because I wasn't sure if I preferred one or the other. I've also got Bailey Blue, love that name, and then Pia, so P-I-A. But then part of me is also like, maybe I should just stick to like normal names, because I feel like at the moment everyone's just having like random names, but I kind of like it. It's pretty cool, and I think it'd be so nice to have like a different name. Obviously mine's quite standard, being Eleanor or Ellie. So yeah, they're my girl names. And then in terms of boy names, my favourites are Leo, and obviously you could call them Cub. I also like Rome, Mason and Hugo. So yeah, they're my favourites. I've got a list, and if I hear anything that I like, then I'll always just go back to it and add to the list, basically. Question number 2 is, would you be with someone who isn't into fitness? I think in regards to this question, I think, yeah, I would be with someone who wasn't into fitness. However, they would have to look after themselves. Like, I couldn't be with someone who was a gamer and sat at their PlayStation all day. It just wouldn't work. It's not me. The like foundations would not be there whatsoever. So to an extent, yes, I could, but they would still have to look after themselves. And to be honest, yeah, they probably would have to go to the gym and work out, or, you know, go running, or have some sort of sport where they, you know, utilize that time to kind of look after themselves, because exercise is healthy healthy and everyone should do it. And I'm not saying that I wouldn't be with someone if I didn't go to the gym. Like, the gym's not really the main factor for me. It's just the case that they look after themselves and they have like hobbies, and you know, they have something that they enjoy, because obviously the gym is like a hobby, but it's a hobby that kind of looks after your body and everything. So yeah, I think it'd really depend. Like, I'm not someone who'd be set on like having a massive body and muscles, whatever, but they would have to be kind of in shape as such, if that makes sense. But yeah, I don't ever go for like massive guys. I don't like that kind of huge steroid look. That's not me whatsoever. They just have to have like a nice kind of body, I think. Also, I think like one of the reasons that mine and Kieran's relationship works is because we have a lot of similar interests. So I think, you know, when you're looking for a relationship with someone, you have to make sure that you have some sort of similar interests. Otherwise, you're never going to be able to kind of talk about stuff, do stuff together, enjoy like the same thing. You know, you could just enjoy going out for walks together or going to the pub together, anything like that. Obviously, you know, you just got to have the same hobbies and stuff like that for a relationship to work. Otherwise, you're just not on the same page. But don't get me wrong, obviously, you know, because Kieran and I do exactly the same thing, we have the same job, we go to the gym and all of that, sometimes it can be also a little bit too much. And that's only like me talking to you guys truthfully. Sometimes it can be just overwhelming because we do the same thing. I don't know, I feel like there's just such a fine balance between having similar interests and not being like exactly the same, or not being so different. And I think we do definitely have like a good kind of balance of that. But yeah, there definitely are days where it does kind of like test limits and stuff like that. But on the whole, we do completely get each other, you know, like we're both on social media, we both understand that, you know, we have to work pretty much 7 days a week, we have to help each other with content. And you know, I couldn't be with someone who didn't understand my job or didn't want to help me in that respect. Question number 3 is how to heal after your ex cheated. So I have one rule when it comes to relationships, and if someone is going to cheat on you, and I don't know, I think if they cheat on you and they don't tell you, that's an absolute no. If they cheat on you and they tell you, I still think that's an absolute no. I give someone one chance, and if they blow it, that's it. I don't know, I'm quite a harsh person. I think that, you know, you have to have self-respect for yourself, and if someone can go out on a night out, having a one-night stand, or, you know, be talking to someone else behind your back, it just shows that they have like no respect for you whatsoever. They don't really care about you as much as they might be telling you, because their actions are speaking very different to what they might be telling you. And I just think in that situation, there are billions of people in the world, and you deserve so much better. I think it's a hard one because obviously, you know, if someone's been in a relationship with someone for years and years and this suddenly happens, like, of course, you know, it's gonna be really hard to just like cut all ties. 100%, I get it. Like, there's gonna be days where you feel like you can't move on, where you feel like you want to get back with them, where you feel like you hate them. There are like the 7 stages of a relationship. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that, but if you type it into Google, you'll see there's like different stages of how you feel. So one of them's like anger, then like regret, then sadness, and then happy. Honestly, it's just crazy the stages that we kind of go through when we go through a breakup. But I don't know, I feel everyone's situation is very different. Obviously, everyone handles things differently. Personally, I'm quite cutthroat, and if someone did that to me, I would literally delete their number. I would probably give it to my friend to keep, and then I'd have to give her a very good reason if I wanted it back. But I always think that it's kind of better to just cut it out your life. You'll feel really shit for like a week or two, but then after like 2 weeks, you do start to feel better, and it does get better, even though you do feel like you're in a massive hole for, you know, a week or so. It is horrendous, but you will get out of it, and you will come out on the other side, and you will just look back and be like, oh my God, like, what was I worrying about? Like, what was I doing? Because you will meet the man of your dreams, and it would have been just so worth it, and that person will love you for who you are. So I am proper kind of against cheating, and I do think that if it is done, then they are not the person for you. In terms of like healing after a relationship, I think one of the things that a lot of people don't do is they don't work on themselves. And I don't mean by just going to the gym, like, I mean in how you are as a person. Because when you break up with someone, you're so used to spending all your time with that person that when you're not with that person, it just feels like something's missing, or that you're not the same person. So all of that time that you've got now to spend, the time that you would have had that with that person, is so important to put that time into something really useful. So for me, I always say work on yourself, you know, eat better, move more, go to the gym, spend time with friends, do stuff that you wouldn't have done before, start a new hobby or start a new business, put more time into your business, grow your business, like do stuff that will benefit you in, you know, years to come, and that you can kind of grow from yourself. I feel like from every situation you have to grow from that situation, so use it as a learning curve and think about why it didn't work, and you know, maybe there were traits in that person that caused that relationship to kind of break down. So you know, when you're looking for like your next relationship or your next person, make sure that you know these are your non-negotiables, this is what you want from a person, and really stick to it, because you don't want to get in that same situation again. But yeah, if it was me, I would definitely do a lot of self-care, face masks, hot baths, have friends round, have a pasta and wine night, watch loads of films, especially like in the beginning. And then I would definitely write myself a workout plan, put some goals in my head. Do I want to get stronger? Do I want to get leaner? Do I just want to look fit as fuck? Whatever it is, you know, make sure that you've got that goal in mind, because having a workout plan and something to stick to just takes your mind off everything instantly. And then, you know, booking dates with your friends, booking meals out, booking holidays. Holidays are such a great thing to look forward to, and I feel like it kind of just gives everyone like a nice break for a good week, and you just feel incredible whilst you're away. So definitely do that. And then, you know, once you've done all that, then maybe you'll start at looking at how you can improve your business or your work, whatever it is. Just try and sort of improve something. And for someone like myself who is self-employed, all of my energy would just go into my clients and my business, because that would make me happy, and that's a good way to kind of channel your energy and switch off from any negative bad vibes at the time. And obviously when you're finally ready, that's when you can go out and start dating again. And I always feel a lot of people are a bit put off at the beginning to start dating, because obviously you still got that other person in your head, and I definitely feel like you need time to kind of get them out of your head. But it's a really good way to get over someone by chatting to someone else, because it kind of replaces them and then you slowly step away from them. So even though it's scary, definitely get out there, put yourself out there, chat to other people. It doesn't have to be on like a relationship kind of scale, but you know, if you do just have like that one-to-one chat, it might just kind of, you know, open your doors and take your mind off that other person. Question number 4 is, have you ever fantasized about a friend's boyfriend? I don't think I have actually. However, really funny story. I was like watching a YouTube, it was a few months ago actually, I was watching a YouTube, and I don't know, I was literally watched it straight, like right before I went to bed, and I went to bed and I woke up in the morning and I was like, I just had the weirdest sex dream about someone that I've never even thought about, that I don't even know. And I was like texting my friend in the morning, I was like, I can't even remember who it was. Like, you know when you wake up and you just can't remember that dream, but it was like a really weird dream. That's kind of probably the nearest thing that I've come to that, I reckon. Yeah, I think so. But it's weird, isn't it, with like dreams? You can remember it for like a second and then it just goes. But yeah, that's probably the biggest thing. I don't know, that's probably the most close thing to fantasizing about a friend's boyfriend. So most of my friends' boyfriends are actually my friends, so I feel like that would be quite weird. Yeah, so no, not really. Number 5, what was your worst first date? Okay guys, so I'm not a major dater, I'm gonna be honest. I have been obviously in a relationship for 2.5 years, so obviously that's taken me off the books for that long. And then before that I was single for I think about 1.5 / 2 years, roughly. And then before that I was in a relationship for 3, maybe 4 years, so quite a long time again. And then I had like a year break before that, and then my first relationship I was with them for like 3 years. So I've been in like long relationships, so I haven't had like a chance to like massively date. And also being on social media, I don't know, I always feel like boys find me, I don't really find them. It's just one of the things, obviously like a lot of people will message you, you can just start up a chat. And one thing that I'm like so for is that I don't hold back. If I want to message someone, obviously when I was single, I will just message them. Like I don't care. If they don't reply, they don't reply, but you never know, they might reply, so it's always kind of worth doing it. So yeah, I'm quite like bold in that kind of way. I don't give a shit what anyone thinks, and I will just message someone and reach out if I think about it. And I I used to be that kind of person on a night out who would just go up to someone and start talking to them very easily. So I don't feel like I've ever properly dated. Even when I first met Kieran, we didn't really date that much because we'd already been speaking loads online, and then lockdown happened, so it was a bit of a different situation. However, we did have a very, very, very funny first date actually, and I think I've spoken about that on here before, and I'm going to tell you guys about it again because it was hilarious. So anyways, because I'm obviously an influencer, I got invited to have a free meal at this. It's like a club slash bar. So I got invited to have a free meal and nothing was happening between me and Kieran at the time. We were just talking and I didn't really know who to take. None of my girlfriends were free actually. I think that was it. And I was like, who am I going to take? Because it was on like a specific night out, and I just like randomly asked Kieran one day in the conversation, and he was like, yeah, all right, I'll come. And I was like, okay. Obviously like I really fancied him, so I just thought I might as well just give it a shot. So I asked him, and anyway, so we met up in Kensington and we went to this place and we walked in. They basically gave us like whole meal for free, whole meal, whole drinks, whatever we wanted the whole night was free. So you can imagine what was about to go down. So we were like ordering food, we had like loads of food. Obviously Kieran eats loads, so I was like, well, like, you know, steady on. He was eating so much food, so much drink. He just kept ordering like bottles and bottles and bottles of Prosecco. And I was literally like, okay, you know, pace yourself, Ellie. Honestly guys, I don't really know what happened after like the second bottle. I actually don't. I remember finishing that meal, I went to the toilet and I was fine, I think. Then came back to the table. They'd opened like the club part of the bar, and I went back to the table and then we both went over to like the club part of the bar. We got like a drink, and someone at the bar said to Kieran, he was like, she's stunning, like you should be so lucky that you're with her. And I just remember being like, yeah. And then I remember like dancing horrifically for like a while. I have no idea how long. And Kieran was like, let's go. So we went, because he could obviously tell that I was absolutely plastered. This is like the first day, FYI. He like put me in a cab and he was like, are you gonna be alright? And apparently I just like didn't really answer, so he was like, shit, I'm gonna have to take her home. So he took me home in a cab, and we were like, the cab suddenly like pulled up outside like our apartment block, and I don't know, I just remember we both had fallen asleep in the cab, and the cab driver was like, we're here. And Kieran like woke up and he was like, I think we're here, is this your place? And I remember literally just opening my eyes and just projectile vomiting all in the taxi. Like honestly guys, I had this really nice outfit on and it just went all over me. I didn't even attempt to open the door. Kieran was like, oh my god. He like leant over me, opened the door on like the main road. Some car nearly like smashed the door back into me. Then he like shut it, pulled me out the other side. We got out the car and he was like, oh my god, you need to go and like shower. So he like pulled me up to the apartment, apparently like put me in the shower. Like honestly, I was that like messed that he couldn't I couldn't get in the shower myself. So he was like, put me in the shower. I was like fully naked at this point. He was like, right, I'm gonna leave you in here, whatever. Did, and then like put me to bed. But guys, like, whoa. I woke up in the morning and I was like,
you are dumb, unattractive, overweight, unworthy.
I'm never gonna see that person again. Like, I've really messed that up. But anyways, here we are 2.5 years later, and he did want to see me again. So I think it goes to show that even on your worst dates, you still have to be yourself. Like any date, just always be yourself, because I feel like if you're just anyone but yourself, it's just never gonna last, or it's never gonna work. And I was fully myself, very drunk, I was paralytic. Oh god, my head the next day was awful. Question number 6. Do I find it hard that Kieran is dieting for a show? So if you don't know, Kieran is doing his first ever bodybuilding show, and it's in September. He's been dieting, I'd say, for like 2 months. So our last holiday in Marbella, that's why we didn't really go out, because he was dieting for his show, so we couldn't really. And in terms of do I find it hard, I'd say yes, because obviously I don't really see him as much. Not that I see him a huge amount anyways. We can't go out for food, so that's like a massive part of relationships, like socializing, going out for food, having a drink. I don't know, that's how I like chill and switch off, having a drink or two, having some nice food. I love it. Like food is my thing. So yeah, we can't do that at all. We can't really train together because he has to follow a strict program. So yeah, it is really like limiting. And obviously, you know, that person is on very low calories. I think he's on like 1650 some days now. And when you're on low calories, your mood is just so bad. So yeah, it can be difficult. Like he's not actually a massive moody person, and he's not doing it to win, he's just doing it for experience. So he's not like majorly kind of, you know, stressing about it, which is good. But yeah, it is definitely putting a pressure on the relationship. And in terms of like sex life, absolutely not. It's just gone. Like not there anymore, because when you're on low calories you obviously have no sex drive whatsoever. You just can't. You don't even have enough energy to kind of, you know, do your normal daily activities, so having sex would be something that's way above that. So yeah, it is difficult, and you do obviously just have to stand by that person and help them as much as possible. And you know, that's what I'm trying to do, and it's not long now. It's literally like 5-6 weeks, and then he's got his show, and then obviously we're off to Dubai, so I'm just keeping that in my head. I'm trying not to, you know, worry about it too much, and as long as he's happy then that's fine, and hopefully we can just get through like the next 5-6 weeks, whatever it is. Question number 7 is how to love your body at every stage. So I've definitely had like an up and down relationship with my body. I feel like I started and I had no confidence like 6-7 years ago, and I feel like it's where everyone has to start, but it definitely is a journey in terms of like self-love. It's not going to come overnight. It's not going to come with a click of a finger. It's something that you have to work on for a while, and you have to dig deep and just be patient and just realize that you're not going to have good days every day. Even when you kind of feel you're at your happiest and your best with your body, you're just not. Everyone's human, and we have good days, we have bad days, but what I kind of think that everyone should remember is that, you know, we only get one body, we get one life. There's no point in hating yourself and wishing you were somewhere else for the rest of your life. It's just not, like, what's the point? You're just gonna waste your life. So what I would say is, you know, if you have no confidence in your body, then start to take care of yourself. And obviously the best way to take care of yourself is by going to the gym or working out at home. Work out, take care of yourself, go on walks, you know, take time to switch off. And also walking is just obviously great for your mental kind of state as well. So definitely go on like walks, and also eat well. Like, the better you eat, the better you'll perform in your sessions, the more energy you'll have, the more cognitive function you'll have as well, the better your mood will be. There's just so many benefits to eating well, so make sure that you do that, and obviously realise that you're not going to eat well every single day of the week because you're going to have social events, and again, that's absolutely fine, but you have to kind of just accept that, you know, life is going to get in the way sometimes. You're not dieting for a bikini competition, most of us, so, you know, it's okay. You just kind of have to take each day, each week as it comes, and honestly just keep on going, and just know that the more that you work on yourself, the more hours that you put into, you know, feeling good and, you know, looking at yourself and feeling more confident, the better that you'll feel. When I started 6-7 years ago, I honestly had no confidence. I'd finished uni, I had been eating crap for 3 years, I hadn't been working out, and I just felt so shit, like really shit. And then after university, I had like a year out where I didn't do anything, so I was just working, and I thought I just need to put time onto myself really. So I started working out, I started loving it, and it just went from there. And the more that I did it, the more I loved it, and the more I loved how it made me feel, not only from like the inside but also obviously from the outside, because when you work out you see those changes in your body that you've always wanted to see. So I think when you start to see those changes, it gives you a bit more confidence as well, because you're kind of like, I can do this, it's working, I'm gonna get there. So yeah, just take every day as it comes, don't put too much pressure on yourself, and just know that you will get there. Question number 8, which I guess is very relevant at the moment, is would you go on Love Island? So I actually got scouted for Love Island, I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago. But yeah, I went for like an audition in their studios in London, wherever it is, and I had to meet the producers, have like an on-camera video, and yeah, I didn't hear anything back. But I think looking back, to be honest, at the time, I wasn't really right for it right then. I'm not the person I am today, let's say that. I looked very different, and also I didn't really have much confidence in myself, so I think it's really good that it didn't really happen at that time, because I don't think I would have been the right person anyways. But obviously at the moment I am in a relationship, so I'm probably not the right person for the show. However, if I wasn't, then yes, I probably would. I think it would be an incredible life experience, and also I think, I don't know, I have always wanted to do some sort of TV. We'll see. Probably won't be Love Island, but it might be something obviously that would benefit me kind of moving forward, and I think it's just such a great opportunity, so why not? Obviously Kieran was on Love Island, he wasn't on it for very long, which is obviously, you know, happens to quite a lot of people, but I do think it's like such a fun experience, and it would be cool to do something that was really different to like your normal life. And do you know what I would absolutely love? I think the most that I've shown would be that I wouldn't be able to have my phone for like 8, 9, 10 weeks. That would be bliss. I think I would absolutely love that, and I think the unknown of like not knowing what's going on in the outside world is just so fun. Like, I would thrive off that. And I also feel like it would be so cool to just meet loads of new people and just spend loads of time with them. And I do feel that I am quite a person, but I am like an unexpected hothead as well. You guys probably don't know that part about me, but I do think that, yeah, I can be quite hot-headed in regards to boys and girls. I don't know, I have quite a short fuse sometimes, and not in like a nasty way, but as in like, once you cross me, that'll be it, that kind of thing. So yeah, I think it could be quite interesting, but yeah, we'll see. Maybe some TV opportunities will come in the future, who knows. Might be a cooking show, might be SAS. I would absolutely not do that. That is not my kind of thing. But yeah, if the show fitted, then it would definitely be something that I would look into. Okay, question number 9 is, what is a red flag for you in a relationship? Okay, so I have a few red flags. These are quite major ones. I feel like these might be ones that a lot of people have, but these are big ones for me. So number 1, in terms of a red flag, is going to be doesn't trust you. A lack of trust for anyone, because I feel like you should trust someone until they give you a reason not to. And I would hate to be in a relationship with someone messaging me all the time, asking where I am, because that's not me. Like, I am a very trusting person. You could go on a night, like Kieran go on a night out, and I don't have to text him until 2 days later. Like, I fully trust him in regards to that he would not do anything. But like I said, if he did anything to go against that, then that would be it, because a relationship can't work if there is no trust. The second thing would be someone who has like anger or aggressive behavior. I'm a very chill person, so if someone's aggressive or angry to me, it's not gonna work. I don't want to be in anything abusive, and I think that should be a major one for anyone. Third one, which I think is a massive one as well, I don't know, maybe it's just a funny one, but I get the ick majorly if someone has bad manners, like bad manners. E.g., they don't eat properly at the dining table, or they are rude to waiters, or they order before you, or don't hold the door. I hate that. I hate it. Like, I just think it's common etiquette in terms of those things. And if someone has bad manners, that it's a real ick, and it definitely puts me off, and it's just something that I couldn't deal with in a relationship. I don't know, I feel like there's just common things that everyone should know, and holding the door is one of them. Holding a knife and fork is another one. Speaking to people politely, again, is a huge one. And yeah, I just think that's probably a big one for me, even though some people wouldn't be too worried about it. And then probably the last one would be someone who's been in a relationship a lot and also has just come out of a relationship, and then they're like interested in you. I feel that once you kind of come out of a relationship, you need time to like cool off, work on you, have that time to like get out of you and just figure out what you want. And if someone's just come out of a relationship and then they're rolling into another one, it's just like, what are you doing? You haven't worked on your previous issues, you're just bringing them into another relationship, and you're not giving yourself time to heal and grow. So that would be a major one. And also, if someone's been in loads of relationships, it's kind of like, are they the issue? Or yeah, because it looks like they are. Okay, the 10th question I'm gonna answer today is, has your boob job increased your confidence? So I know this is really superficial, and probably some of you are not gonna like this question, but on my answer, but yeah, it has. It really has. Like, I honestly felt like I was a boy. I don't know, like, I know some people rock small boobs and I love it. I really do, and I think if you can do that and if you're happy, then absolutely, you should always do what you want to do. But for me, it was always something that really upset me and annoyed me. I couldn't ever shop for dresses, bikinis. I'd feel really unconfident and uncomfortable as well, and it was just something that I'd really thought about for a long time. And now I just love going on holiday. I love wearing dresses, I love wearing corsets, bikinis. Like, it's fun to shop, and I don't feel like I'm trying to fit things on a boy anymore. Like, any top that I wear fits, because obviously women's tops are made for women with boobs. So yeah, it's just nice to kind of be able to wear stuff, but obviously there is stuff that I now can't wear, so I feel like there's always like a little bit of a toss up. But yeah, like, obviously the boobs that I've got now are not massive boobs. Like, they're still small boobs, to be honest, but they're just like a little bit more so that I can fit into some types of clothing, and I do feel a little bit more confident. I think, you know, in life you have to just do stuff for yourself, and if that's thing makes you more confident, then do it. So yes, I do, and I know that is really sad, but it's something that I just haven't regretted whatsoever, and I'm just so glad that I went ahead with it and finally did it. And I think, you know, if you're someone who's thinking about doing it and you've been thinking about it for a very long time, then, you know, maybe it's time for you to do it, because I just feel like you only get one life, and you shouldn't ever live your life feeling unhappy or having regrets or anything. So yeah, make sure you do your research, obviously, and make sure you're not doing it for anyone else but yourself. I just think in life, definitely do stuff that you want to do. So yeah, guys, that is 10 questions, girly chat Q&A done. Let me know if you have any questions, or obviously if you want to chat about anything that I've spoken about, then please leave a comment below. But I hope you enjoyed getting to know me a little bit more, and I hope you've all had a great week. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you at the same time next week. Bye bye.